Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is today's question on lead code, and this question is basically daily challenge on 9 September, and the question is combination sum. So we will read this question first and we'll try to figure out how we can solve this question. So given an array of distinct integers nums and a target integer target, return the number of possible combination that add up to target. Okay, so basically what they have given to us, they have given a vector of integers, okay, or array, that is nums. Okay, so nums is given to us and we are having an integer target. Okay, so target is given to us, and what we have to do, we have to return the number of possible of combinations that add up to target. So basically what we have to do, we have to choose numbers from this nums. Okay, and the sum should be 4 or target. Okay, so we are having nums as 1 2 3 and we have a target. Okay, so let us have a closer view for this input. So for this input, we have to make target 4. So basically what we can do, we can have one choice as 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, we will get 4. Or what we can do, we can have 2 with us. So 2 plus 1 plus 1, we can have this is equal to 4, or 1 plus 2 plus 1 as 4, or 1 plus 1 plus 2, it is also equal to 4. Or what we can have, we can have 3 plus 1 is equal to 4, or what we can have 1 plus 3 also equal to 4, or what we can have 2 plus 2 as equal to 4. So we have to return all these possible, we have to return all the possible number of possible combinations. So you can see that here the number of possible combination is nothing but 7. So in this case what we will do, we will just return 7. So you can see that we have to return 7 here. Okay, so let us think about how we can solve this question. So basically we are having target here. Okay, so we are having this target, and for this target we have to find out number of combinations. So basically what we'll do, we will iterate over array. Okay, so we will iterate over array nums. Okay, and what we will do, we will choose numbers. Okay, we will choose numbers. So what we will do, we will choose some numbers. Okay, and if we choose any particular number, our target will be reduced. So uh, let's say what we have done, we have choose, or we have chosen, or we have choose integer 2. Okay, if we choose integer 2 or 3, let's say 2, our target will be decreased by 2. So new target will be nothing but 4 minus 2, that is 2. So I will write here 4 minus 2, that is 2. So what we will do, we will just recursively for this solve for this new target. Okay, so what we will do, we will recursively solve for the new target. Okay, so that's what we have to do. We will make a recursive function. So we will make a recursive function here, and will solve for new target, or target, let's say target. Okay, so that's what we will do, and you can see that we are having some sort of recursion here, and whenever we use recursion, we can use memoization here to reduce the time complexity. So I will write here, we will use memoization to reduce time complexity. So for this what we can do, we can have a vector of integers. So we will have a vector of integers, let's say dp vector, and it will be of size target plus 1, and it will be initialized by minus 1. Okay, so what we will do, what this dp vector will do, so this vector will store number of possible combinations for target. Okay, so for each target it will store number of possible combinations. So you can see that target, if target is 4, we have total possible combination as 7, so it will store it. Okay, so let us try to code. Okay, so before going into the code, we have to just see for base cases also. So talking about base cases, so if target is equal to 0, so if target equal to 0, so we have got one case here. Okay, so if target is equal to 0, we have one combination that we will not choose anything. So we have one combination here, that we have one combination, that is we will not choose any number. Okay, that we will not choose any number. So this is again one type of combination. Or what we can do, we instead of thinking about target, what we can think about left. So we can solve for left one. Okay, so what we can do, what I will do, instead of solving for target, we will have a recursive function. So what we will do, we will have a recursive function which will solve for left target. Okay, so it will solve for left target. So basically, if left is equal to 0, so what does it mean? We have accomplished our target. So it means that we have accomplished our target, and that's why we have one combination. So we have one combination. So for this, what we will do, we will not combination, we should return permutation. We have one permutation here. Okay, so what we'll do, we will just return 1 in this case. And if left is less than 0, okay, if left is less than 0, so it means that we are not getting our target. Okay, we are getting number more, total sum more than target, so we will just return 0 here. So return 0, and otherwise we will solve recursively. So otherwise we will solve recursively. So we will do all these things. So let us try to code this question. So what we can have a vector of integer dp. So it is of size target plus 1, as I have discussed here in our discussion part. So it will store number of combinations corresponding to each target from 0 to target. Okay, okay, so for each sum I will write each sum from 0 to target. Okay, so this will do this particular work. And again, what we will have a recursive function. So let's say that recursive function, it is of type int, and get, we have to get permutations. Okay, okay, combinations. So get combinations. Okay, so get combination. And what we have integer target. Okay, or integer left here. So we will solve for this left part. Okay, so it will, I have discussed here, we will solve for left. Okay, so int left, and we will have a vector of integer and nums, and vector of integer and dp. We will pass dp with reference because we have to change it. So I will write here, this function will return number of combinations to achieve sum is equal to left. Okay, so it will do this thing. Okay, and what we will can say, if left is equal to 0, so what does it mean? Somehow we have achieved our sum is equal to target. Okay, therefore left is equal to 0. So it means that we have accomplished our target, so we will just return 1. And if target is left is less than 0, what we will do, we will just return 0. I have discussed this part also in our discussion part. And otherwise what we'll do, we will check for repetitive case first. So if dp of target is not equal to -1, so what does it mean? We know the value, or we know number of combinations corresponding to this target. Okay, so corresponding, it is left. Okay, it is not target, so if it is left, so if dp of left is -1, so we know the correspond number of combinations corresponding to left. So we will just directly return it. So dp, return dp of left. And otherwise what we will do, we will have a int answer. Okay, it is a variable. And what we will do, we will just iterate over all the elements of nums, and we will go through all possible cases, and we will just solve for it. So int answer, we will iterate over nums, and answer will be nothing but get combinations, or get combination. And we'll pass parameter. If so basically, if we take element ele, so left will be decreased. So I will write here, if we take ele, left will be decreased by ELE. So that's what we have to do here. So left minus ELE and nums as it is and DP as it is. Okay. And finally what we have to do, we have to return DP of left is equal to answer. And in our main function what we have to do, we have to return get combination for so basically initially our left will be nothing but target, and we have nums here and we have DP. So I will write here initially left is equal to target. So I have passed target here and that's it. So let us see whether the code works or not. So you can see that both the test cases are passing. Let us see for main cases. So yeah, all the cases are passing and you can see that we are beating 100% of C++ users. So I will again try to explain this code. So basically what we were doing, we have discussed that we will solve this question recursively, and what are the base cases. What we will do, we will just iterate over all the elements of this nums, and what we will do, we will iterate and we will take those elements, and if we take the element, the target will be decreased by that element. Okay, so that's what I have done here. So I have iterated over all the elements of nums, and if we take any element, so the target, that is left target, it will be decreased by ELE. And what we have to do, we have to do, solve recursively for that new target. So we have new target with us, so we have to solve recursively for this new target. So that's what we have done here. We have solved recursively for this new target. And talking about the base cases, if left is equal to 0, so what does it mean? We have accomplished our target and we have one combination of permutation, so we will return 1. And in this case, if left is less than 0, which means the sum of all those number is exceeding target, so we will return 0 because it is not possible in our, it is not our possible or favorable case, so we will just return 0. And otherwise we will solve recursively. So that's what I have done here. Left is equal to 0, return 1. Left less than 0, return 0. And here we are having our main recursive case. And to avoid repetitions, so you can see that some cases can be repeated. So in order to avoid recursion in those cases, we will use memoization. So that's what I have done here. We have used DP here. So DP of integer, vector of integer DP, and it is target size, it is of size target plus 1 and initialized by -1. So if this DP of left is not equal to -1, we'll just return it, which means we know the value number of combination corresponding to this left. So in this way we have avoided the repetitive cases, and the time complexity has been reduced. So in this way we have solved this question. So I hope you understood my solution, and if you like my solution, if you like my code, you can like my video also. And if you have any kind of doubt regarding this question, you can write in comment section. And if you want to share any another approach for this question, you can again write in comment section. And if you want to see some more videos like this, you can subscribe my channel, and the code link will be present in description. Thank you.